friends, welcome back to my channel, or welcome to my channel if you are new here. Today we're just going to play with some new makeup. I was extremely lucky and received the new Glaminatrix eyeshadow palette that they've just released called Into the Night. So we're going to put that one to the test. Australia finally got the eye and blush palette from Chanel, so we're using that. I'm going to demo the Laura Mercier Real Flawless Weightless Perfecting Foundation for you guys, and my McGrath Labs bronzer came in. So, you know, just a good old-fashioned makeup time. Hopefully that sounds interesting to you. Let's do the YouTubey things. Like, subscribe, hit that notification bell, and let's get into it. Glaminatrix Into the Night eyeshadow palette. Is this not absolutely beautiful? This is what the palette looks like on the inside. This is Glaminatrix's newest eyeshadow palette to their collection. It's also the first time that Glaminatrix are doing a live sale. So if you wish to purchase this palette, it's not actually a pre-order. Normally they would do a pre-order and then make the palettes based on how many orders they got, but this one is actually, they've got the stock, they've got the inventory, and it's just purchase it and they ship it out, which they are a smaller indie brand, so I totally get the pre-order, but it is very exciting that they are now able to do the live sales so that you don't have to wait to get your palette, because I'm an impatient little chappy and I want it now. I am so fortunate. I have quite a few. These are just some of them. I actually have more than these of the Glaminatrix palettes. So I've got Nocturnal, Glamorous, Nearly Neutrals, or Nearly Natural, sorry, I always call it Nearly Neutral. I have the You Beauty palette, I have a heap of singles. Half of them I bought myself, half of them I received in PR. Fun fact, the brand is actually resides and is operated and everything in my home state of Queensland, so they're not too far up. I mean, we're not close to each other, we're in very different cities. Australia's a big country, but it is kind of cool that we reside in the same state. I don't actually know the price of this. If I can find it, I will put it on the screen for you guys, also with the launch date. Another cool thing about these palettes is these singles can be popped out and you can interchange them. So for example, if you wanted to take any of the shades from the Glamorous palette and make your own kind of palette, or the Nearly Natural, or anything like that, you know, they're all interchangeable, so it's a single collection as well, which I personally love. I love making my own eyeshadow palettes. Now don't you worry, I have done swatches of this palette, so we're gonna slide into now swatches of the palette and then individual swatches of each shadow on the back of my hand, and then we will come back and create the look. So let's get into swatches. As you can see from the swatches, this palette is beautiful. The mattes feel creamy and blendable, and the metallics, my lord, like this silver especially and like the purple, wow, they were so opaque and so intense, like foiled metallic. It's kind of awesome. I'm gonna pick up a Refa number 27, and I will dip into Play Hard to begin with. Normally I have been liking doing my metallics first, but I think these are gonna be a little bit creamy and full on because they're quite an opaque formula. So I think it's gonna be easier to do mattes first for this one. So I'm just going to start by working this beautiful neutral shade, which is just honestly a straight down the line kind of neutral. It reminds me a lot of the transition shade out of Subliminal from Pat McGrath Labs, which is like my fave. So instantly when I saw Play Hard, I was like, yep, this is a me transition shade for sure. So I'm just gonna softly work this through the crease. And as per the normal Glaminatrix formula, it's blended absolutely beautifully. No complaints. They really do have a really lovely formula. I know I've seen some people online have issues with like their shipping and stuff. I get the pre-order, don't get me wrong, because like I'm impatient too. I understand why they have to do the pre-order though. You know, you got to start somewhere as a business. So I actually totally get that. But I get like people being impatient, but I've seen, listen, this is no disrespect truly, but I think a lot of the time when I see people complain about them online, it's Americans, and like bless your hearts, you guys are not used to having to wait for shipping. So like I get it, don't get me wrong, but like welcome to the rest of the world. And I mean no disrespect truly, but like honestly, every other country waits like usually weeks to get their parcels and stuff, and you guys are just really fortunate. Most of the time you don't have to wait for that. So I totally understand it's like really unusual for you guys, but just keep in mind if you are in a different country, like you are buying from Australia, and Australia is in the middle of nowhere, okay? It's gonna take time. It really is. We are literally in the middle of nowhere in the world. I swear, I just need to say that again. There's no disrespect. It's just keeping that in mind, you know? I think not having the pre-order though will probably help a lot. I'm gonna pick up this What's Up Beauty R102 brush, and I'm gonna dip a little bit into Cocktails, which is this kind of greeny color right here. I'm just gonna work a little bit of this into the crease as well. This Cocktails color is a nice softer army green, so it's like, you know, if you wanted to do a pop of green but didn't want to go too like out there with the color, you know, this is a really good option. Let's take Intensifies now before I do anything else. So this is Intensifies from Pat. I'll do this, I just smacked myself with that. I'll do this eye with Intensifies and this eye, sorry, with no Intensifies, so you guys can see the difference. Honestly, I use Intensifies for my hooded eyes more than anything, but I know that you guys like to see the comparison, so we shall do that. Refa number 2, and I'm gonna go into On the Rocks here first, which when I was like showing this and doing like photos and stuff, it was really funny because this On the Rocks color truly was showing up quite silver looking, but it really is like a mermaid green. It's really cool. It is a little bit of a crumbly, creamy type formula, so I would treat it gently. And then I'm just going to start by pressing that in here. Again, one of those kinds of shades that if you wanted to incorporate green but don't like wearing color, it is quite, I've got to get that before it goes my eye. It is quite a wearable greeny color because it has quite a silver cool tone shift to it. So it's not going to be too out there for you. And then this side over here doesn't have any Intensifies. So it'll probably perform honestly exactly the same. I'm just gonna get more fallout on this side, which is usually what I find the Intensifies does. It stops any of the fallout. So I just got a little bit more fallout on this side. Not really that much though, considering it's quite a glittery shade, so that's pretty good. But yeah, I think that's looking lovely. Very, very lovely. I'm not sure how this is gonna look, but we'll give it a go. This is a Refa 28, and I'm gonna take this peach color right here, which is Happy Hour. I'm gonna pop that on this inner portion here. I like that it goes on more pink on the eye. That's really pretty. I might actually just take a little bit of this on my finger. Yeah, I just want to build that intensity up a little bit more. So if you use your finger just like kind of normal, you're going to build up more of that intensity. So let's take my finger on the other side too. I'm going to pick up a Ref for 14 now and go a little bit into Showbiz here. I just want to deepen up the outer corner, kind of ever so slightly. Just a little touch. It's probably a bit much. Just going to wiggle that into this outer corner, kind of in like a V shape, really. And then I'm just tapping the green back in. Now this green isn't like an intense green, so keep that in mind, but I actually really like that about it. And I really like how that look has like come together personally. I think that's really pretty. I'm into it. I don't know about you, but I'm into it. Moving on to the base makeup now. Let's take my KVD Pore Refining Primer. I am going to brush this on because I don't want my face to get super red. I had this breakout here and now it's like turned into this whole big thing, and I'm just so sick of my skin breaking out lately. It just has not returned to equilibrium after coming off of my anxiety medication. It really like screwed with my whole system here. It's still trying to work itself out and I wish it would hurry up. For color corrector, I'm going to take my Tarte Shape Tape Corrector in Peach. It's a little bit too deep, but you know, we'll live with it for today. I'm just going to actually blend that in with a sponge because I can't be bothered reaching over for a brush. For foundation, I'm going to take the Laura Mercier Real Flawless Weightless Perfecting Foundation. I have the shade 1 and 2 Vanille, and it's a pretty decent shade. It might go on initially looking a little pale, but it just seems to not oxidize, it just seems to kind of settle into itself and then go slightly deeper. See how it's like that, and then just, I don't know, it just seems to warm up to my skin really well and then just settle in. I could be wrong about that though. Maybe it just blends with all the other products and becomes the right shade, who knows. I did talk about this in my recent like Sephora sale recommendations video kind of thing. I'll link it down below. Well, no, I'm not gonna link it. Let's be real, I never do. I talked about this and I thought I would do a video demoing it for you guys so you could see what it's like, because I talked about how I'd really been enjoying it, and I'm enjoying it immensely. I will say, you don't want to build it up too much. It is more of a light medium coverage foundation. You kind of want to leave it that way. At least that's what I've found. When I've gone to like build this up too much, it kind of does tend to get a little cakey, but it wears really nicely throughout the day. And I have combination skin, should you be wondering what my skin type is. All of these products, by the way, they will be linked down below in the description box for you guys if you're interested in checking them out. All of the links are affiliate links, which means I earn a small commission if you shop through them. You don't pay any more, it just like as a kickback for using the link, and if you use them, thank you so much. I truly appreciate it. It goes back into my little channel here. So I don't know if you can tell, like it's just warmed up to my skin and it's looking really quite nice. This is 4K no filters or anything. It's not my holy grail foundation. It's not, but it is a nice foundation. I enjoy wearing it. I do like the look of it. It's just, I would like it to be a little bit more smoothing through here. That's my only gripe. It's pretty decent. Like I'm not mad at it. You know, I've gotten some newer foundations recently where I'm just like, absolutely not. Like the Say one, I'm like, absolutely not, never wearing this again, horrible. Whereas this one, I'm like, I really like it, I'll put it in the arsenal, you know? This is just the Tower 28 Juice Balm in Shake, if you're wondering. Concealer. I'm just gonna mix my Milk Makeup, what is this called? Future Fluid in the shade 4N with my Tarte Shape Tape in 22N. It's just gonna add some coverage, the Tarte. I always find if I have a medium coverage concealer and I just want to amp up the coverage, I can mix it with the Tarte one and it just always does the job. I quite like the Tarte Shape Tape. I know a lot of people don't. I still quite like it, honestly. I've been back to using a sponge lately for my under eyes. It seems to ebb and flow between a brush and a sponge. Oh, also, I didn't mention, but if you're wondering where I got the Laura Mercier foundation from, I got it off Selfridges, and they ship it like Laura Mercier to Australia from Selfridges, but you can also get it on Cult Beauty and Space NK if you're wondering. Because we are going to be putting to the test the new Pat Bronzer today, I thought I would just use a straight cream contour just to give myself a little bit of chisel and definition, but won't take away really from the bronzer at all. I actually won't put any on my forehead. Oh, sorry, that was also the Milk Sculpt Stick in Toasted. It'll be all linked down below though. I'm going to use the Nars Soft Matte Perfecting Powder in Cliff today. So this one for my under eyes is pretty brightening, so just need to be a little bit mindful of it. And I'm just going to kind of push it in the T-zone here. That foundation's actually done not too bad of a job covering up my acne scars and stuff today, so that's always nice when it works out. The next powder I want to show you guys just because, but honestly, don't even bother looking at it. It is ridiculous, unless I guess you're super into luxury makeup, but it is expensive, okay? It is a ridiculous cost. I'm not promoting it because of the cost. This was a purchase purely for me. So this is the Christian Louboutin powder, and the reason why this is ridiculous is because you actually have to buy this compact, which is like, I think it was like $90, and then you have to buy the powder, which I think was like $70 or something, so it's like an almost $200 powder. But I just loved the case so much and the whole thing, and I had heard really good reviews about it, so I really wanted to try it. And I don't know if you guys remember me doing like this get ready with me a few weeks ago, and I was like, this just was a wild ride, and I turned Oompa Loompa and I had to wash the makeup off, and it was because I picked up the wrong shade of this. So I picked up 15N and it was way too dark for me. So finally 10N came back in stock on Selfridges, and I snagged it. So I'm just gonna take my powder puff and just tap this on the outer perimeter. It's not something that I would use on my under eyes or anything. It still has quite, it's like deeper than, it's deceptively deeper than it looks on the skin, but it's really quite nice. I quite like it. I don't think anyone needs it though. I think you can get the exact same result, if not a better result probably, with the Kosas Cloud Set powder, which is just $50 straight. So yeah, I'm not saying you need this. This was a me purchase and I just wanted to show it. I'm gonna quickly go off camera and do my brows, and then we'll come back and get into the rest of the products. Brows are done, let's quickly finish the eyes. I'm just gonna take a Delium 777 shader brush and go into the Play Hard Brown. And I will just run that underneath the lash line here. And then I'm just gonna take a little bit of Showbiz and a little pencil brush. And then I won't actually use an inner corner highlight from that palette. I will just dip into the highlight from this Chanel palette, which we'll cover shortly, and I'll use that on my inner corner. I'm just gonna pop some of my black Victoria Beckham eyeliner on my top waterline here. And then I'm going to put this Too Faced Camo liner. It's like an army green on my lower waterline. And then my Victoria Beckham Future Lash Mascara. Alrighty, so the eyes are finished. I think they look really pretty. I'm really into them. Now we're gonna try the Pat McGrath Labs bronzer. This is in the shade Nude Honey. It was the second one. I liked this one because it seemed quite neutral. The first shade kind of seemed a little bit warm toned, so let me swatch it for you guys actually. So this is it right here, by the way, with the embossing. For reference, it's the exact same size as the blush packaging. And the blush kind of compact. That's Nude Honey right there. Let's give it a go. I haven't actually watched any reviews or anything on this. I don't know if I've even really seen any, so let's see. This is just a BK 103. That's pretty. That's a good shade for me. I like that. Do we like that? I think that's quite smooth. I think that looks really quite natural. Okay. What do you guys think? I think that looks nice. I'm into it. I wanted to try on the other side the bronzer from this palette. So this was 957 Tendresse. I'm sure I'm butchering the way that that word is pronounced. And this is like an eye and blush palette, but it also says that this is like a bronzer on the packaging. So I thought we'd just try it. And if we don't like it, we can just go over it. It has a little bit more of like a satin. I'll just quickly swatch it actually on the back of my hand for you guys. There's some very pitiful swatches for you, but that is the palette itself. I haven't actually really seen anyone try this. I've spoken to a couple of you guys who have it and you really like it, so I thought I would give it a go. I nearly wasn't gonna buy it, but thought I'd give it a go. That's actually not a bad little bronzer. It has more pigment to it than I actually was anticipating. What do we think? So Pat, Chanel. I like both. I think they're both really pretty. The Pat shade is more neutral and more true bronze, I think, or is this a little bit more like, well, not true bronze, but it's just more neutral-ish leaning. Whereas I think the Chanel is quite a bit bronzier and slightly deeper. What do we think? I actually like both. What do you guys think? I mean, honestly, this Pat McGrath Labs bronzer though, the level of smooth that it is on the skin, it looks airbrushed. I think the diff, actually this is what it is. The Chanel has a little bit of a sheen to it, which makes sense. It is a satinish type finish. So it's just gonna show off a little bit more texture versus the Pat McGrath, which is a matte bronzer. That's actually a beautiful formula. I really like that, you guys. Let's do some highlight now. I'm just gonna take this one from this palette as well. It's like a peachy kind of highlight. This is a Smashbox Precision Highlighter brush. Let's, ooh. I mean, that's a highlight. Wow. That's pretty. It is slightly texturizing, just ever so slightly. But it's lovely. Okay, I like that. All right, I'll take it. I'll take it. That's pretty. Hey guys, I'm a little bit of a clown. I'm gonna own it. Okay, I'm gonna own the clownness. But I picked up a Rare Beauty blush again, the liquid one. And I know, like, I think I only recently, just a few months ago, decluttered my cream liquid, or the liquid Rare Beauty blush that I had, but I couldn't go past this shade. It was the shade specifically. It was just too pretty. So I picked up one of the new Rare Beauty liquid blush shades in Virtue, because look at this. Seriously, it's like this terracotta kind of nudie color, and I'm just really here for it. Look at it. Isn't that gorgeous? That's just a me kind of shade and I couldn't walk past it. So I'm going to give the Rare Beauty liquid blush another go. I know it's a lot of your favorites. I just couldn't really get it to work for me, so let's see how I go. I've got it on the back of my sponge here. Oh, it's pretty. Oh, it's pretty. I like this shade. Okay. Oh, this shade is beautiful. Oh, I like it. Oh, I do. Okay, thank God. I was nervous. That actually performed way better than the other Rare Beauty blush that I had, but oh, I like that shade a lot. I really, really do. Now I'm going to actually try this blush right here. This is the Smashbox Buildable Cheek Brush. I love this brush so much. Oh, that's pretty. That's lovely. Oh, I like that. Oh, that's really pretty. Oh, I like that. Okay. I know I haven't tried the deep red yet. I mean, I will, but I'm happy with these three. to be honest. But I will try this red shade because I do actually like a deeper red blush like this. But these three, I'm impressed. They look really nice. Well, I think so anyway. I need some setting spray, so I'm gonna take my Milk Makeup Hydro spray and just spray it on my brush. My sponge. Alright, let's do lips. You know what lip combo I haven't used in a while and I'm missing is my Natasha Denona My Dream lip combo. Nice. Alright, I'm gonna go put my jewelry on and then we will zoom out and see the finished look. 2 seconds. Alrighty, this is the finished makeup look. I just changed my top. I felt like the white wasn't really vibing, so I put the pink on. Anyway, what do you guys think of the look? What do you guys think of the Into the Night palette? I really like it. If you love Glaminatrix formula, you're going to love that palette. I surprisingly really love this. I don't know why I say surprisingly. Why am I buying makeup that I think I'm not gonna like? This was so hyped, right? Like everyone wanted this. And so I was really skeptical of whether or not this was actually going to be worth them. Well, it's still really expensive. So worth the money is subjective, but I'm really impressed with it. Like I see myself getting a lot of use out of that. So that's nice. Pat McGrath Labs bronzer, flawless. Like we knew and we were hoping that Pat was going to deliver with these and she did. I love it. I really like the Rare Beauty shade. I am pleasantly surprised this look, like it turned out lovely and the cream blush performed impeccably, which I had struggled with that in the past with the Rare Beauty blushes. So maybe I was just being a hater. Maybe she has tweaked her formula. I don't know and I don't care because I'm loving it. And I really like this Laura Mercier foundation. So let me know your thoughts down below. I'd love to hear from you guys. And are you planning on picking any of these newer products up? And if you have made it till this part, you are an absolute legend. Thank you so, so much. I truly appreciate you. And I just hope that you have the most amazing day wherever you are in the world. And I will see you next time. Bye.